What is up, guys? It is the Bluebloods here. And man, we've been on a Texas Southern tear, man. There's a lot of guys who I think deserve the platform, deserve the shine going into the 2022 season. I'm joined by Perry Wells, defensive back for Texas Southern. Allowed 0 touchdowns last year, man. I want to repeat, no touchdowns allowed on this guy, and is looking to be one of the top contributors for Texas Southern entering the 2022 season, man. So, Perry, appreciate you coming on the show.
Uh,
For sure, man, for sure. So let's get into your high school recruiting process a little bit. We all know, you took that first stop at the D3 level, but let's go way back to high school. What teams were recruiting you the hardest, and what was that process like coming out of high school for you?
I ain't have nothing, man. I really didn't. McMurray, they're recruiting me the most. Obviously, D3 they can't get scholarships, and so I spent a lot of money going there. I'm still deep in loans, but I ain't have nothing coming out of high school. I was really just fighting for myself.
And man, talking about that a little bit more too, you played at the highest level of Texas high school football you could possibly play at, man. And you had some amazing teammates. You got to play against some of the best players in the country. For you, do you feel like playing high level Texas high school football prepares you for college better than playing anywhere else in the country?
Easily. I know at North Shore is one of the most disciplined schools you could be at, and it's the things you do there that make a big difference. As in the small things, I mean the small things make a big difference. So when you have that type of discipline, it makes it easier going to the next level. Just translate.
For sure, man. And looking into your decision to transfer, what factors outside of the no scholarship, being able to be offered one at McMurray, what played in your decision to transfer from McMurray after one season?
Be better, not settling. And D1 is what I always wanted, but I just know I could be better. So I didn't settle for less. I got here and I'm still performing, still trying to get better. It don't stop.
And when you transferred, man, you talked about you had nothing coming out of high school that you had to I mean, with no scholarship given, pretty much walk on at McMurray. What were the biggest differences in your high school process and your transfer portal process coming out of McMurray?
Uh, the biggest difference I feel like is when I got to McMurray, I was walking in somewhere that I feel like they wanted me. A lot of places I've been, humble at first. Before I got to North Shore, I was younger. Didn't get a shot at the senior. I mean, at the varsity level at humble. Got to North Shore, they already have everybody. They got all the players. If I wasn't there, it wouldn't matter. But I just added on. But when I got to McMurray, I felt a different love. It was one of the first times I walked on. I feel like I need to be there, and they wanted me to be there.
Man, I like it. And so let's talk about your Texas Southern recruitment, man. First off, what factors led you to want to finish your career at Texas Southern?
Culture. I think when I made my decision, I want to be at home, but there's many places I could have been here: HBU, TSU, PV. But TSU, on top of being in Houston, it was the HBCU culture. When I got here, I seen the place, I seen the things outside of the football field that made you want to play even harder for. So that was a big factor too.
And when you look at Coach McKinney and that defense has been one of the biggest things that Texas Southern has been looking to bring a lot of athletes in. What was Coach McKinney and this coaching staff's recruiting pitch to you? What were they saying? What were they saying you could contribute? What was their selling points to you?
Confidence. I love the confidence that they seen in me, and to this day, they still see it. And even with Coach Sanders, I love some of the things that he shows me on and off the field. He's a very smart coach, and I love playing.
And in 2021, man, a lot of people looked at that as almost a springboard for you guys going into 2022. You guys shocked Southern. You guys were one or two plays away from knocking off the defending SWAC champions in Alabama A&M. And there were a lot of games. Even that Rice game was a really close game for the most part for you in the team. Do you guys look at last season as one of those stepping stones to a breakout season in 2022?
Easily. Everybody looked at last season like that. It was a very experimental year, especially having a lot of young people on the field, including myself. When I got there, I was still, a freshman, because of that extra year I had. But, I'd never played D1 before, and there's a lot of other people on the field like that. And, it's just going to keep on getting better. and especially after spring break, it was a lot of confidence and upgrading discipline from everybody. So
I'm really excited for this year, and spring practice just wrapped up, man. So you don't have to give me all the intel. Like, I'm not asking for playbooks or nothing like that. I'm just asking for you. How do you feel? What were your personal takeaways from the spring practices this year? And how do you feel about the team going into the summer after you got to see them for a full few weeks, finally get the pads on and build that chemistry?
takeaway I feel like was confidence. With a lot of people leaving, seniors, I feel like the keys that we put in places were just like they were just sharpening and just getting better over spring break. And one of my biggest takeaways, I feel like from my position that I'm being in, it's gonna be a new position. Not a lot of people really know, but I feel like getting better every day. I love that, and my coach was like I say, they kept putting that confidence in me. It allowed me to feel better. But my biggest takeaway was getting better every day, and I feel like that's exactly what I did.
I like it. I saw the highlights of the new position you posted on Twitter too. I know a lot of people were excited. I know Andrew's mom was in the comments my last live stream shouting you out, saying that everyone need to put some respect on the secondary. And to go back to that, the defense last year for you guys caught a lot of flack just because you guys were young, and a lot of people were saying that the defense this year is going to be the key. Do you guys have a chip on your shoulder going into 2022 based on all the media and fans really putting you guys under a microscope?
Yeah, it's a big chip. I feel like we walk around every day with that chip. Everybody sees it. Even in the last year. I mean, not in the meeting last year. I had a meeting yesterday, and they saying we not in the top three. Just something to, build, just something to put inside, and it builds up tension. So when we get on the field. So
I'm excited to see the defensive rebuild, man. There's a lot of guys that I think are coming back. They're going to be big contributors. But for you, just personally, what are your personal goals for the 2022 season?
that's big. I got a lot of specific goals, sacks, PBUs, all that. But I think my personal goal, the biggest one, would be probably the experience. Um, coming last year and not being on the field 24/7. I feel like upcoming season, that's going to be a big look for me. I'm finally going to have that chance and to actually have the experience come on the field first play and feeling that environment, that real tension from play one. That's something I feel like I'm gonna have to get over the first game. So after I get past that and I get more comfortable, you get that experience. You start to see things easier. You start to see things better. It adds on to your knowledge IQ for the game. It allows you to play better too. So that experience, I feel like, has helped me a lot.
Man, I'm excited to see what you have going on. And then on the flip side, man, I don't know if you guys have sat down as a team yet, just because it's early May right now. What are the team goals for Texas Southern entering the 2022 season?
Team goals, discipline, easily. I feel like we had a lot of flags last year, a lot of turnovers easily. So discipline is something that we worked on a lot in the spring football, and it's something we're gonna continue to do.
I like it, man. And I know that, listen, I know the experienced leader answer is the first game. That PV game is going to be the one you're looking forward to the most. But when you look at that overall schedule, man, is there any games that you have circled as statement games, or which games are you looking forward to the most?
D. Monterio said it yesterday, man. Every game, every game is the most important game. But yeah, social media, all that. Everybody's gonna want to play the best team. They're gonna want to play the best competition. It's gonna be Jackson State. And me being somebody in the slot, I seen Travis Hunter was there. I'm excited for something like that. I want that competition. It's only gonna make me better. So when I see something like that, and I see a team that has that type of level on it, it's getting those type of eyes. I mean, I want to be there and be against that team to show them I can compete against somebody like that.
Man, I love the confidence. There's no backing down in that. I'm really glad that you said that one. And then for you, what is your message to the fans and media who are sleeping on Texas Southern going into the 2022 season?
Don't be on our side when we make a difference. Yeah, don't be stay where you at. There's a lot of people at Texas Southern that don't even root for us because they know. But when we finally start to make a difference, we finally start to get that confidence. I don't want them to ride for us then. You know,
Man, I love it. And listen, your teammates are echoing that same sentiment. As Zay came on here and said the same thing, he was like, "Listen, the bandwagon's full after the first game." He said, "We're gonna drag PV, and there's no more room on the bandwagon." So I love that message. But player comparisons are big for listeners, man. That everyone loves player comparisons from the scouts to the listeners. For you though, looking at your own game, which NFL player do you feel like you model your game after the most?
And physically, it's Tyron Matthew, especially. I mean, easily. You know, with him being in that little strong safety nickel type position, that's gonna be a lot of what I am this season. So, reading him, seeing how he moves across the field, laterally, horizontally, sideline to sideline, hash to sideline, it's something I like to study a lot and I look at a lot.
I like, hey man, that guy is different, and I love that comparison for you. And getting everyone has their own steps to get ready to go out there and ball out between those white lines. For you, what is your pregame routine like on game days, man? How do you get ready? Are you real superstitious, or you just go out there and you're ready?
For the game, it's a lot of muscle memory. It don't got to be fast, it don't got to be, super quick. But you go out there, you work on things that you're good at, simple things. Because it's muscle memory. You keep on doing it, your body gonna get used to it, and maybe work up a little sweat. But so when you get out there, you're ready.
Man, and I know, defensive backs are notorious trash talkers. Always, you always get thrown under the bus on this channel. For you, how big of a part is trash talking of your game?
I don't know. It really feels. I mean, it really depends on how I feel in the moment. Especially if the other person talking, it's just gonna instantly gonna light up. It probably gonna be a whole level he wasn't even looking for just because he said. But I try not to trash talk a lot, man. But when I'm heated up, I be talking sometimes.
And that's understandable, man. That's understandable. So on the other side, man, who is the biggest trash talker at Texas Southern right now?
Everybody, everybody got their own picks, but most of them gonna say Jacory because it's not just on the field or it's not just the game. It's every single day. You know, and off the field. Like Jesus, he
It just never stops, huh?
stop.
Man, I like it. I love it. That's what Zay said too, and I believe even Ladarius Owens said him too. So I mean, he's got it laid down there. But for you, one on one, man, what is the number one mistake a wide receiver can make against you?
Opening himself up, letting me get into him, letting me get in close, letting me attach to him, attach to his hip. Because I'm very quick. I'm not the biggest, but once I attach the hip, I can stay with you. I can take a step for step with you. I can move laterally with you. I'm not gonna drive you into the stands, but you're not gonna out quick me. You're not gonna shake me. Just don't let me
I,
attach. I'm like a
man,
net.
I love that, man. Especially, with those slot guys that are going to be covering a lot this year. Those are always the fast, shifty type guys. So that athleticism is a big thing. But look, let's give a little bit of credit to the other side of the ball, man. You can name one person on your own team and one person on another team you've played against. Who are some of the best offensive players you've ever had to face?
On my team, King, he's gave me some press. I mean, he's gave me some press releases that like I have never seen before. And this season, I probably have to say it was a Rice game. I don't remember his name, but he was number 11, and he was getting looked at by the NFL. It's a good prospect, but I went out there, I did good. My first play, I was cold. I ain't, but I came in there, I held him. It was a quick, 5 yard speed out, but I was on it. I felt good, but some other plays out there. He showed me why he was that prospect. But for sure, him and King, yes.
I like it. And this is always a big question. I've seen it on a few other channels and everyone seems to love it. But what was your welcome to college moment? Everyone had one where it's just like, man, this is different. So for you, what was your welcome to college moment?
And it wasn't even. It's the D1 to D3. I mean, from D3, it was the speed. The D1 speed, is definitely a difference, and it's definitely slipped on in the HBCU for real. But speed was a big factor. I ain't had no kill shots, blind sides against me. I'm glad because I'm small, but the speed was a big difference. I had to hurry up and get used to.
Man, I like it. And so the final question here, man, what are some of the long-term goals you have that you want to achieve before you graduate? These could be on the field, off the field, but what are just your goals that you want to achieve, in these next 3, 4 years?
Network. Network is one of the first things when it comes to my 40-year plan. Network is big, especially with what I want to do. And I feel like Texas Southern is a great place and is in a great area, as in Houston, to do that. On the field, get better, let's get bigger, confident, faster. I want to be somebody on the field who's so dominant. I mean, dominant that it's like Jalen Ramsey mentality. Like I'm never uncomfortable. I don't care if I'm beat. I feel like it'll never happen again. But those are some of the two biggest things.
Man, I like that you said networking, man. I think people forget how important it is to have those connections for after football and just, even after you graduate for everything. So I definitely love that message. But I can't thank you enough for coming on the show, man. I know Texas Southern is primed for big things. You're going to be a key part in that secondary this year, which is loaded with talent that I don't think people recognize. But it's all about promoting the players, man. Let people know where they can find you on social media, contact you for NIL deals, and any messages, shout outs, anything you want to say, man. This time is yours.
Name on Twitter. That's my name, Perry Wells. Oso vibing, OSO vibing on Instagram. I'm on there for photography. I do photography. I love photography. I'm getting into film. Y'all hit me. Let's work. Twitter, NIL deals. Y'all hit me on Twitter. I love it. Love the networking. Meet everybody.
Man, I like it. And listen, any camera brands out there, this is your guy for NIL. Like, there's no better guy than my guy Perry right here. So, any camera brand, send them Perry's way, man. Because I was looking at your Instagram today, man. The photos are on point, and it's only a matter of time before a camera company, comes to calling. But guys, make sure to go follow Perry on all social media. Follow Texas Southern's journey to win the SWAC this year, man. They are absolutely loaded on both sides of the football. But for my guy Perry, for myself, and the Blue Bloods guys, we are out for right now.